Next.
We got one more here. This is for Shrimpy Foe. Rob, what's more likely? The release date gets moved for Godzilla X Kong Supenova or the Legend of Zelda movie due to both having the same release date?
That's a good one.
Yeah, what is it, like March 26, 27, or 2027 or something like it's like
March 26.
March 26, 2027. Both Godzilla X Kong and Zelda. Which one moves?
I think Godzilla X Kong moves Supernova because they need more time for the special effects. I mean, that could be the same thing as true of Legend of Zelda. All I know,
That's not so bad.
I mean, all I know is that Japan wins either way. So
That
there
would be
you
an
go.
incredible day, actually.
Yeah, listen, this there will obviously be people who say you can Barbenheimer this. You can't. Because unlike Barbenheimer, and even unlike this upcoming weekend with Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible, to have a true Barbenheimer kind of weekend, you need two films that are going after completely different audiences.
There's no counter programming there.
Right? Exactly. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of crossover audience with Godzilla X Kong and a Legend of Zelda movie. Because like everybody I know is going to want to see both of those. And so there is no Barbenheimer effect there. And since they're both going after a lot of the similar demographic, one of them will move. Like we're not going to have a weekend where both of these films open at the same time.
Yeah.
Who do I think blinks? I think it's Godzilla X Kong that will blink. And you know what? Don't see that as a sign of weakness. I just think it's a good business decision. Why move? Listen, a Legend of Zelda movie, if there's anything to go by off of the Super Mario stuff, and this one's not animated, I get it. But the ceiling for box office, we already know what the Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah.
Because we've had enough movies to know, generally speaking, how much money will these movies
Unless if you put the aliens in it from Planet X,
Well,
it's
yes.
$1 billion franchise. It's $1 billion franchise.
But it's much like we were talking about, like with the Sonic thing, when people said, John, Sonic 3 is going to be $1 billion film. No, it's not. We've already seen a couple of films. We know what the ceiling is. It can be a little bit higher than that, and with the Godzilla and King Kong movies, we know generally what it can make. A live action Legend of Zelda movie with what's the kid's name? Ben Wang?
Yeah.
Which they have not announced him as that. We're just somebody brought up Ben Wang from the upcoming Karate Kid movie and from the Long Walk movie. You put him in a link, whatever. That is a $1 billion potential movie. Godzilla X Kong Supernova is not a $1 billion potential movie. So I think the good folks over at Warner Brothers are going to look at this. They're going to realize, hey, look, Zelda is just going to make so much money, and it's going to be soaping up a lot of that audience that it's not going to leave enough for us. We need to find a new weekend with some counter programming. So I think the one that moves is Godzilla X Kong.
I just had a quick question. When we have two big powerhouses like this opening on the same day, when they move, is it usually like a matter of maybe a week, or do you think this movie is going to be like a different?
I think
month,
2 weeks minimum.
A different month, like
I think a different month. I agree with Jonathan, like 2 weeks minimum. And here's the good news: because it's still 2 years away, there are open dates.
Yeah.
Right there, it's not like they have to decide about moving a movie that's only like 9 months out. There are open dates. There's even some more full weekends, but don't necessarily have another movie like Godzilla X Kong that's going to be going for the same demographic. So I think there's going to be a lot of flexibility there. I think they're the one who moves it.
So New Empire, that opened in March. I mean, how do we even know it's even going to be a summer movie like Zelda, you know?
Yeah. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. What a great time to be a sports fan. Basketball playoffs are on. Hockey playoffs are on. It is the perfect time to jump into the action with PrizePicks, the easiest and most fun way to turn your sports knowledge into real winnings. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made really simple. Just pick more or less on a few player projections, like points, assists, goals, and you can win up to 2,000 times your money. For example, this week I've got Jalen Brunson for more than 24.5 points, or Jason Tatum for more than 6.5 rebounds. I love how fast and easy it is to lock in a lineup in just under a minute. Plus, they've got a couple of weekly features, like, for example, Flex Friday. If your lineup doesn't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds. And every Tuesday, check out Taco Tuesday for discounted player projections up to 25% off. So download the app today and use the code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.